Okay, so I did some more research and whatnot on different historical figures. Like, for instance, Hitler is someone who apparently had schizophrenia, is what they think, and he basically also would wake up in the middle of the night screaming, thinking that people were in his room and everyone was trying to kill him, things like that, you know? So he was extremely paranoid about all this stuff. Now, in the beginning, that is very similar to the kind of stuff these people were doing to me. Now, unfortunately, there are a lot of examples that tie this to the Jewish people, okay? I am not saying that it's the Jewish people for sure or something like that. I think there are people that could be hiding amongst them or people who could be framing them, okay? And again, as mind-boggling as that is, that means that they could be responsible for the Holocaust, for harassing Hitler in the same way and eventually getting him to, you know, exterminate the Jews, basically, is what he tried to do. So, again, totally mind-boggling, and I like I said, I want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but there are a lot of examples that make it very suspicious, that it's definitely tied to these things, okay? So, basically, for instance, okay, you can even think of celebrities that have gone through some really crazy times, and you're like, wow, that guy's going crazy, you know? How about Charlie Sheen, okay? Everybody remembers that whole thing where, you know, Tiger Blood and all that kind of stuff, okay? He literally, before all of that, had a dispute with the executive producer of 2.5 Men, Chuck Lorre, who was a Jewish person, okay? And, you know, that's just a little suspicious to me, that, you know, that just another person I'm pretty sure was getting a ton of this misinformation, because these people, they do this 24/7, okay, almost nonstop, okay, and they will try to do whatever they can to fill your head with so much misinformation and crap that you can't remember the actual physical crimes and things that have been done, like the racketeering, the attempted murder, and all that other stuff that I'm going through, okay? Now, there's some other examples, okay? I'll tell you about some people I know personally, okay, that I'm pretty sure are victims, and I don't know if they were converted or not in this whole thing, or, you know, coerced, or, you know, eventually they just gave up because these people were too intimidating, not sure. But, okay, I'll go back to one of the earlier ones, was Jeremy. Some people call him Trenchcoat. He basically was having a conversation with Marty Schneider, and Marty was talking to him about how, Jeremy was telling him about how he was hearing voices, and they literally played like trumpet noises while he walked. Now, Jeremy, he was overweight and things at the time, and he also talked about how they justified doing this to him because he was, they thought he was a homosexual and things like that, okay? And Marty, he said like, oh, no, don't worry about it. I know you like the vag, or something like that. And then he said something like, do you still have the money? Okay, and that's most of what I remember of that conversation. I'm pretty sure Jeremy said yeah, and I don't know if it was from a settlement or something like that. But anyway, in hindsight, I look at it as pretty freaking suspicious. And not to mention some other victims, okay? My whole family seems like they seem like possible victims. My older brother, while I was working at the casino and stuff, I'm pretty sure, was targeted by these people as well. He basically, for my whole life, I don't think he's done this, but he started showering with a towel. Okay? The only reason I found out about it is because my grandparents, they basically confronted him and asked, why the heck do you have to use 2 towels every time you use the bathroom, and one is completely soaked? Okay? Well, and they found out he was using one to cover himself, I guess, while he's showering, because he was self-conscious about himself, I guess, because of these people, okay? They literally did the same thing to me, where they could make fun of you in every moment of your life, you know, if you're going to the bathroom, for instance, or something like that. They will literally nitpick on everything, okay? Now, there's an article that you can look up if you'd like about some guy, I think he's from Nigeria, and he talks about how schizophrenia is tied to witchcraft, this whole thing, okay? And he talks about how they gave him OCD, basically, by doing the same thing to him. And he realized there was some friend that he had, a childhood friend, that shouldn't have had knowledge of a certain movie, and which is about schizophrenia, and basically he figured out that they were targeting him because they were either jealous of him or didn't like him or whatever else. Okay, it's totally messed up. And it's the same thing I think I've been going through, okay? They're greedy, they're bullies, they're disgusting, they're unethical monsters, okay? Literally, Evelyn Kent, another one of the victims, when I found out and put it together that they literally harassed her kid, who's like 4 years old, and were trying to make him cut his wrists, that really fed my resolve to do the right thing, to, you know, do whatever I can, even if these people are the most powerful people in the world, okay? If they wanted, you know, if they're just going to kill me, you know, for trying to do as much as I can, okay? I have some insurance videos that I had online that were during the midst of this, way in the beginning, and I was somewhat panicked, and I wanted to kind of put that on there so they could not kill me successfully without it being led to some of the right people involved, okay? So, Wayne Halberseth is someone who was there on the night that I was throwing up when they put the stuff in my Taco Bell. He basically, the night before, had asked me, tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Are you feeling all right tonight?" And it was a night where I almost went to Taco Bell, literally got in line. The line was too long. I was going to be late for work, so I got out of line and went right to work, okay? Literally the next day was the day that I actually went through Taco Bell and got sick. And the whole time, when I was talking to security and everything else, and they were giving me the secret test, which they said was aspirin, he was like, "I wish we had a couch you could just lay down on for a while and then feel better." You know, things like that. He said it multiple times, okay? This is because he came from Rolling Hills, and so did Dennis, the guy who hired me, okay? The hiring manager. They're like the highest up people in table games, okay? In that department. And it became obvious to me in hindsight that they had knowledge of this whole thing. That even though it was completely unethical and I respected these people, I'm pretty sure they have way more knowledge than they let on, okay? Now, no matter what, I am going to stop these people from doing what they're doing. And like I said, whatever it takes. But I'm starting with every non-violent, logical, lawful way that I can go about it. So this is part of that process. Just giving people the knowledge they need, okay? Now, again, if people have been doing this for years, and it's tied to witchcraft or whatever else, then it's really mind-boggling stuff. Again, it's going to be difficult to prove, but I'm going to have to try to tackle it because I have a moral duty to do whatever I can, okay? So, another reason why I think it's tied to witchcraft is because these people can make it to where you smell certain smells, okay? They make it to where, for instance, in the beginning, I thought I was smelling gas in my room and stuff like that because they were trying to chase me out of my grandma's house, okay? And I think in an effort, part of their plan was to rob me because I had saved up a good amount of money while working at Rain Rock and living at home. Okay, I was paying rent and everything else, but I'm pretty frugal. I budget well, okay? So, anyway, I basically figured out later on in this whole thing, because I thought they were basically messing with some of my other stuff. Even after I got my own house, I thought they were literally putting like dog crap under my house and other kind of stuff like that. But they really got overconfident, and they started doing some certain things that couldn't be the case, okay? Because I have cameras all over my house too. So I basically was playing on my computer, my laptop, and they used the covert format, and they said, "Hey, do you like the smell of my perfume?" And literally, I started smelling perfume, okay? No joke, smelling perfume, walked away from my laptop, went to the couch, still smelling perfume, okay? There was no way they got perfume around my house or under it and to where I could smell it with that kind of timing, okay? And not only that, which is, again, mind-boggling. There's other occurrences where they did similar things where there was no way they could have been making me smell these certain smells. But again, I think it's in an effort to make someone think they have a brain tumor or something like that. It's all in an effort to discredit someone, make them think they're crazy, and then they, you know, drop the whole issue and all the physical stuff they've done for sure. Okay? All right, I'm going to get to the next part in a second.